Today on Gardening with Greg, we're picking sunflowers. I grew these lemon ProCut sunflowers this year and the bees are all over them. See them up there? Now this ProCut variety is specifically designed for people that want to grow cut flowers. They get about head high and plus they're pollinous. They're single stem cuts, so you cut them one time and they make a nice big head. Boy, look at the bees eating on them right there. And when you put them in that vase, they don't drip pollen. It's the ideal cut flower for cut flowers and putting them in a vase. Now I planted these with my Hoss garden cedar and I planted them pretty thick, and I'll tell you the reason why. For cut flower sunflowers, you want them about that size right there and you want a smaller stem. To get that, you have to plant them pretty thick. So I planted these probably around 2 to 3 inches apart. And I planted my row spacing about 12 inches. So I packed a lot of sunflowers in a little bitty spot. Now when you grow them this size right here, they make a big splash in a vase. If you're growing for the county fair or you want a real big head on them, you can transplant them and put them further apart, and your stalk gets a lot bigger and your head will get somewhere around 6 or 7 inches on these ProCut sunflowers. Now a lot of flowers you have to wait till they're in full bloom before you can cut them, but not these ProCuts. As soon as the petals start releasing a little bit, you can cut them and put them in your vase and they'll open on up and be beautiful for about a week. Now, if you cut them in the full bloom stage, like this one right here, you're probably looking at a couple of days. So to extend the life of that sunflower, cut them early, just when them petals start releasing, and get a few extra days out of them. Now, the tools I like to use is a good sharp cabbage knife and a wide mouth mason jar. I ain't much on buying no expensive flower vases. These wide mouth mason jars, I can recycle them and use them to put my vegetables up in. When you get ready to harvest the sunflowers, I'll show you a little trick. Take your cabbage knife, strip those leaves off before you cut it. Then come down here, cut it right off. These smaller sunflowers work great for mason jars and small vases to make pretty little bouquets. Now my plum sunflowers, I transplanted about a foot apart and about a 30-inch row spacing, and they're gonna make a lot bigger flower. It's a ProCut just like these, but simply by putting them further apart, they're gonna make a lot bigger stem and a lot bigger flower. Sunflowers are great to grow in your garden. I don't know of anything that draws the bees any better than sunflowers. And there's always somebody in the community, a neighbor, a friend, or family that needs a little pick-me-up. Pick them a nice bouquet, put them in a mason jar, and carry them to them, and I can promise you it'll make their day. Add a little pretty to your garden, you can plant sunflowers all summer long. We'll put a link below with all the colors and the varieties of the ProCuts we offer. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next week on Gardening with Greg.